Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at crackthefemalecode.com. Stop getting your ass kicked in dating, relationships, marriage, and life. All that stuff that's been done for centuries and centuries is outdated. We are talking about dinosaurs. If you are still relying on making more and more and more money and getting a nicer car, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Bugatti, you are literally a dinosaur. Guess what? You're still going to get your ass kicked. She's still going to turn on you. Eventually, she's going to leave you. She will take half your money and anything else that she can get her hands on. There's something that women want that is so powerful, she literally cannot neurologically deny it. It is not physically possible. You can't buy it. You can't pay for it. You can't build it. You can't make it. It's nothing that you can physically do in the way that a man thinks. After 9 months, 12 months, a year and a half, she's going to start bitching. She's going to start complaining. She's going to start moaning. And she's going to start getting fucking pissed. And now she's going to think you don't love her. So she's going to be like, oh, okay, fine. You want my sex, but you don't give me what I want, what I need in a relationship? Game on, buddy. All is fair in love and war. Stop getting your ass kicked. There is an actual new answer and it works. It's new, but it's always been the way the female mating system and emotional system has been wired since day one, all the way back to the caveman days. Women know what it is. They say it to your face. They say it to each other. They talk about it all the time. But your brain is wired so differently, it literally goes over your head. And this is your power. This is the secret to having power in dating, relationships, life, and I mean social life. There's a hidden form of social power that most men have zero clue of, and I mean fucking zero. And I'm especially talking about the billionaires, the millionaires, the 100,000aires. They don't get it. They think it's all about money. That's all left brain. We're talking right brain seduction. Once you open to this part of your brain, police start to respect you better. It doesn't matter. It is a neurological thing that happens inside your system that your unconscious brain will begin to produce that triggers their unconscious mind to treat you better. Everyone. If you don't learn how to do this, you're going to be stuck in the rat race for the rest of your life. And you're going to be battling and arguing and fighting, and you're going to work overtime, and you're going to get a better job, and a better job, and you're going to do everything you can to scheme and get more money in. She's going to fight you, and she's going to hate you. Her friends are going to hate you. Everyone's going to be pissed off at you because you're just a bad guy who doesn't care, when actually you really do care. You just don't know what she's talking about. And she's like, what do you mean? I tell him all the time. I was like, yeah, but you're speaking a foreign language, and he's wired differently, so he can't even relate to what you're saying. He hears words coming out of your mouth, but he doesn't know that he doesn't even know that he doesn't know. Guys, I'm telling you, take my course, Crack the Female Code. When you learn how to do this, I'm going to say what it is in a second. You will have the edge on all the guys in the room. And I mean guys that are worth $100 million, $200 million, worth $1 billion. I guarantee it because I've done it. I've gone to Piedmont. I've gone to Hillsborough. I've gone to these unbelievably rich, uber rich parties. And all the women wanted to talk to me. Once I started doing this, every single woman came up to me. And these powerful men were looking at me like, who's this fucking guy? They started getting pissed. They're like, well, what's going on here? How come he's got literally a circle of women, rich, wealthy women married to rich, wealthy men. And I mean the elite of the elite. I'm doing it in front of them. I'm not hiding it from anyone. The women are picking up on it, but the men are just thinking, well, she's just speaking English. What do you mean? No, I'm speaking a hidden sub-language that women know is hidden from men. Women speak it all the time, and they wish. Now here's the woman's catch-22. Every single woman is looking for this unicorn. They wish they could find a man who knows how to do this. But the problem is, or their, what's the word? I don't know if detriment's the right word, but the challenge for her is, once you learn how to do this, all women, all races, all cultures, all countries. I have men call me, does this work for women in Africa? Does this work for women in Asia? Yes, all women, rich, poor, tall, fat, skinny, educated, not educated, white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. Guys, here's the deal. There's something called emotional fulfillment. A woman's entire world evolves around emotional fulfillment. If a man can figure out how to open up to his right brain, speak the internal right brain language, it will trigger her mating system, melt her heart. She will literally fall in love with you and go nuts over you. She will cook, she will clean, she will gladly massage you, because this is the number one thing that a woman wants from a man. But men don't know what it is. They don't know how to do it, and to them it's just two words that don't make any sense. I highly recommend that you start first by buying my book, Crack the Female Code. It is on sale right now for $35. It is a gem. It is a 15-20 year journey of scientific discovery after scientific discovery. Remember, you're not going to learn this from Tony Robbins. You're not going to learn this from the Men Are From Mars guy. You're not going to learn it from the pickup artist guys. You're not going to learn this from any of them. Alright, so here's what you can do. Right now, write down the phrase, write this down, write both of them down. Write down mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling communication. Just say you heard some crazy guy online talking about that and say, what is that? And just notice how she responds. Now, she'll talk to you, but here's the deal. She's not going to come out and say, oh, this is XXX rated pornographic communication. Remember, the female mating system is curved off to her right brain's communication center, which means porno is not visual, it's auditory. That means you got to point to your ears. She gets turned on through the hidden right brain language that men don't speak. So proof is in the pudding. So write down mentally stimulating, emotionally fulfilling communication. Write down meaningful communication. And write down... Oh, God. Hold on a second. All right. So go ahead and say those words. Bring it up. Ask her questions about it. Say, what is this? This guy's talking about this crazy stuff called emotional fulfillment. And say, does that mean anything to women? Does emotionally fulfilling communication mean anything to women? And then just shut up and pay attention. Here's another thing. A client of mine lived in Japan. He bought my book, Crack the Female Code. And all he would do, because he was absolutely curious, he would go to a coffee shop. He'd read for about I don't know how long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And he would bring up a subject that he didn't either understand or something that was new or something different. And he would ask women, say, hey, is this really true what he's saying right here? And he told me, he goes, Mike, you have no idea how many numbers I got and how often I got laid. All I did was pull stuff out of your book and just talk to women about it. And this is the guy. His name's Marcus. He lives in Japan. He's from New Zealand, and he is an educational professional. Now, here's one thing that he said. He goes, the odd thing was I wasn't trying to pick up on them. They would ask me if we could meet again and talk because they enjoyed it so much because of the subject. Like I said, proof is in the pudding. This course proves itself, period, end of sentence, with real life results. So if you haven't noticed, yes, this is me in all of these pictures, except for the one just before that was Marcus. Here's my point. It doesn't have to be just me. You can be just like all my clients. If you make a dedication to this, you learn how to do it, you will be surprised how fast you start getting results and how fast women start to treat you in a completely different manner. Here's why. When you open up to this system, the other side, women can relate to you. All of a sudden they respect you because they're like, oh, here's a man that finally gets it. Because men don't get it. I hear this every single day for the last 25, 30 years of my life. Men don't get it. Now here's the deal. This isn't an opinion. You can see it. It becomes really obvious. You can hear it. You can feel it because they don't have that right brain vibe. You know how your whole entire life the pressure was on you to approach the woman, talk to the woman, keep the conversation going, make her laugh, and then eventually ask for the number, and then eventually call her and ask her out for a date, set everything up, pay for everything. It all reverses. It all reverses 180 degrees in your favor when you learn how to do this effectively. Women will literally start approaching you. They will find reasons, make up reasons and excuses to ask you questions. Why? To start conversations with you, because they will be naturally and powerfully drawn to you and sexually attracted to you, which will drive them nuts inside, and it will force them to be willing to approach you and open up conversations. When you unleash your new power on her, she's going to literally... I had one... Okay, I'll give you an example early on. This one, it was a Japanese woman. She was a businesswoman. She's 34, attractive, hot, in perfect shape, etc. She literally said, not here, not now. So we ended up going somewhere else, and I'll leave it at that for now. Here's my point. So usually in relationships and marriages, it's like men have all the pressure. We have all the pressure. This flips it around. Now here's what happens. Now just, you have to get this. What happens is, number one, oh, she found the unicorn. She found the guy that can actually give her the most meaningful thing in the world to her, that makes her go nuts inside, mentally, emotionally, and sexually. And it's all of a sudden now she's like, oh, I've got to keep him. I've got to block other women from him. I've got to hold on to him. She will fight for you. She will get in between you and another woman. She will try to scare women away. But here's the other thing is, she knows, she's like, shit, now that he knows how to do this, other women are going to want to try to pick up on him. So now it shifts the balance of power into your favor. All of a sudden, she's working hard to make you happy. Now she cooks dinner for you. You're like, wait a minute, my wife hasn't cooked dinner in 3 years. What the hell's going on here? All of a sudden, she's like, do you want a massage? All of a sudden, she's trying to please you and appease you, because now she has the golden ticket. She has the number one thing every woman is looking for, and it makes her go nuts. And now she's going to fight for you. All of a sudden, the arguments go away. All of a sudden, she's happy. Now, this is the really cool part about it. This is the way Mother Nature meant for it to be in the first place. Now she's happy, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? I don't understand. Now that she's got competition? Yeah. Women are extremely happy when they have to fight to keep you. When they cook and they clean. Not because you asked them, not because you pounded your fist on the table, because they want to. Now, isn't that a different thing? Instead of demanding, asking, saying, I pay the bills. What do you do for me? Now, all of a sudden, she's doing for you what you want. I'm 5'8" and 3/4. I dated 2 different models. One was 6'1"1/4, and another one was 5'11" and 3/4. Beautiful, gorgeous women. They were much more wealthier than me. They were attractive. They were educated. Here's the point. You don't have to be 6 foot tall all of a sudden. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't even have to have a car. You just have to know how to do this one thing. All of a sudden, when you go to the parties, your friends' parties, your gatherings, to churches, you go out to dinner with a group of people, group of friends, gatherings, going to clubs, going to bars and lounges, all of a sudden, women treat you better. They treat you with respect. They start to touch you. They start to be nice to you. They start to want to talk to you. And they bring their friends over with them. And all of a sudden, the guys start to notice this and go, oh, okay. Now, here's the thing that most guys don't know. Women are the one who pick the guy in the room. It's not the men. Women are always the ones that pick the leaders. So the men start to treat you better. They start to respect you, and they'll even start to stand up for you and defend you, and they'll tell other guys, hey, so-and-so's pretty cool. Now, it's an unconscious process that we all have in our unconscious system. It's in our reptilian system. This will change your life, not only your dating, relationship, and sex life, but also your marriage life, and it'll change your social life. All of a sudden, you will have a social life. You will gain, the better you get at this, the more you do it, you'll gain social power. Without having to force people or to pull people or to push people. All of that goes away. You don't have to do any manipulation, no trickery at all. It's simply because you shifted into a different part of your brain. Now here's the coolest part of all. If you're a married man, okay, so you've got all these guys on these like fit, what's that guy not fit and fancy, but fit and whatever. There's these new podcasts about how women this and women that. And here's what I'm hearing from each and every single one of them. They don't understand women at all. 0%. Zero. Because if they did, they wouldn't be bitching and moaning and complaining. Because women would... Okay, those guys are talking about simps because they are simps. Because they don't understand women. They don't know how to attract women, turn women on, etc. Because if she did something wrong, you're like, well, no problem. I'll just go find another one right now. because it becomes that easy. If you learn how to give women what they want in a relationship, you are going to be blown away at the power that suddenly falls into your hands that was always available to you, but it was purposely hidden from the male brain by Mother Nature. And I'll explain that in the course. For now, click subscribe, buy my book, Crack the Female Code, then take the course. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.